Welcome back, experts. Remember that quarter two is all about information writing, which is really another name for expert writing, and that experts write to teach because experts have a passion for something, they know a lot, they've got lots of knowledge, and they want to pass it along. Remember that. And as you've been thinking about this goal of teaching, you know that you are already an expert on so much as you brainstormed your topic on Monday and the subtopics that you'd write about. Then yesterday, you drafted, which is really like barfing, where we planned a page, quick sketched it for 2 minutes to get our brains going, and then wrote fast and furious for 5 to 7 minutes, not worrying about our handwriting or our spelling, but just getting all of our ideas out on the page. And we know that when we're done barfing, it's time to go look back again and revise. And remember that that revision is really just seeing something again, like through new, beautifully designed by the artist Miss MP glasses. And that it can produce not just little changes, but like whole new pages of text. And remember that I went from this page to, give me a second, this new page about punches and combinations because of one question. Pretty cool. Well, today I want to teach you a new revision strategy that we're going to add to this chart. But I'm going to put this to the side for a second. Now, one thing that is important in info writing is making it strong. And info writing is strong when it is specific, when it goes into the details, not just the general. So if you look at my picture here, I've got this boring old house with no details and this very specific house with a person jumping up and down, it looks like, swing set, smoke coming out of the chimney, a tree. I've become very specific in telling you about this house. We're going to do the same with our writing. And some of the things we think about when we want to get specific are these. Think about colors, shapes, names, quotes, sizes, and numbers. If you're overwhelmed, hold on. I'm going to put these to the side, and I'm going to show you how I use these to enhance and re-see my writing. So I'm going to go back to my first page that I wrote, okay? And let me scooch these over quick. Remember, this is all about the boxing gym, okay? So recently I started boxing. It's a fun and hard sport. Takes a lot of concentration, combos and punches, all that good stuff. Now, if I want to be more specific, one way I can do this is by following these steps. And they're the exact same steps you're going to follow in writing time. And that is to go through my story and highlight all the things, people, and places, okay? And then after I've done that, I'm going to add specific details about each one. And if I get stuck, I'm going to think about these 6 categories to help me. So let me first go through and highlight these things, people, or places, okay? So recently I started going to a boxing gym, okay? So that's one thing I could be more specific about. It's a fun and hard sport. That's another thing or activity. It takes a lot of concentration to remember all the different combinations. Combination is a thing. And punches, that's another thing. Partners is another thing. Take turns punching and holding the pads. That's another thing. The coach is a person. His name's Joe. He's a boxer. And then 2 other things that you know what? I'm just going to go right ahead. What I'm noticing is that you're probably going to see lots of activities too. Okay? So make sure that you're highlighting activities. I'm just going to make that, oh shoot, I already have a soccer ball. It's going to be a person kicking the soccer ball. Okay? Right. So I've done my first step of highlighting all the things, people, places, and activities. Now I want to add specific details. So I'm just going to talk through this, and then I'm going to add on in this different color. So I recently started going to a boxing gym. All right. You know what I'm thinking? I should probably name that boxing gym. So instead, I'm going to write Minneapolis Boxing Club. And you know what? Even as I write this, I think maybe I could put this in right after, like to a boxing gym called Minneapolis Boxing Club. So I've used the name. It's a hard and fun sport. Okay, I can't really see how I would really change the name of the sport, so I'm going to keep moving. It takes a lot of concentration, right? And I'm wondering if I can be more specific about the concentration. So I'm going to name that concentration one more time. I'm going to say, by making me think while I move. Okay, so I've named it again. I remember all the different combinations and punches. Well, I know that there's kind of a specific number of punches, so I'm going to say, and 4 main punches. And I could even add in the names of some of these too. I'm noticing I didn't name very much. Okay, so I'm going to add in the names here. Now, partners, I'm thinking, this is kind of weird because it's not like geometric shape, but partners, different shapes of people of all ages and skills, take turns punching and holding the pads. All right. Now I might even go on to add in some quotes from Joe. I might add in how many abs that we do, the numbers. Let me move this up. And so throughout my story, I'm using all of these different types of details. Now, if I were to read through this again, this story would be way more interesting because I've gotten really specific. So instead of just having this boring old house, I've got this one that really paints a picture. This is another way that expert writers revise. They make sure that their writing is strong by being really specific. Okay, just going to leave this one up here so that you can see it. And as we think about revising today, you're going to choose a page, or maybe more than one, and do the same steps that I did. You're going to go through and highlight things, people, places, and activities, and add details, thinking about these 6 categories. Stop for a second and pull out the page that you want to work on next and grab a highlighter and go.